I'm trying to tie together everything to achieve that steampunky look, but still create a realistic and a believable piece. So I also repainted the shape of his knife a bit because it was just too much. It was way too long. Yeah, as sometimes I'm just jumping out to see how the whole thing goes. Here I felt his pistol was a bit awkward. It was way too small compared uh, to his hand, so that's why I'm resizing it and repainting it a bit. It's a funny thing because it's even if it's a really detailed. So even if this stage is about detailing, but it's still uh, as you see, I'm still refining the silhouette. So I'm basically uh, trying to correct all the faults what I've done in all the previous parts. Adding functionality to all his accessories. I'm usually spending about four 4 to 10 hours with this detailing phase. So, but for this tutorial with a video, I wanted to make it much quicker. So to uh, develop the whole character, so every part of the character in the same time, and because sometimes I'm just lost myself in one detail, like just detailing his helmet or whatever for and working on his helmet for a couple of hours. But here I really wanted to boost it up. So what you're watching now is was about 50 minutes. This detailing part. So at this stage, I'm working in. So that's the fifth part. So that means I'm working on this piece for about 4.5 hours. What isn't that much. Usually, if you work for a client, you always get feedbacks and you have to correct things. So that's why it gets more and more. But I think you can easily create a successful illustration in about 4 to 8 hours. So in one working day. Yeah, what I've done here previously is I corrected his pants a bit. Yeah, and repainting his boots. What I felt here is his boots were just so awkward somehow. So I decided to go more towards some kind of a horse riding boot kind of thing. So smoothing it up, just adding just a stripe of highlights his boot, making it more simple. Also resizing his feet. The shadows on the ground aren't really right at the moment, but I don't really care about the background at the moment. I have all the details what I want for the background to to have some sort of an environment, and I can tie the character and the background together later. That's gonna be probably the final step. So yeah, I'm doing what I said basically, just repainting his boots. I'm doing that because it was distracting, and this way the two highlights give you a direction what points up to the character back if you're observing the illustration. So yeah, I'm getting pretty much there. So yeah, his leg isn't quite right still, but I think I just probably gonna leave it as it is. Just putting down main shadows and still adjusting the pose a bit. I'm still working on, as you see, I'm still working on just one layer for the character. Yeah, and zooming back in, and just a bit of extra work on his head and helmet, because that's still the main focal point. And I'm really trying to make it right, trying to make it work with all the lights, all the details, putting down small stuff, but it really helps to make his whole equipment, his whole helmet and mask much more realistic and much more interesting. So yeah, pretty much this is it for this part, and I hope you learned something, and see you in part 6, where I gonna go more in using texture brushes and finalizing the illustration.